we want to cover first? Belichick's recent comments or Steve Wilkes' interview? Which one you guys want to cover first?
Let's go with Bill first.
All right. Hey, Tom, you find the clip for me? All right. So candidate Bill Belichick for the UNC head coaching job football coaching job was on Pat McAfee Show yesterday, and he was asked about, news heard around the world and what he would do, and he was asked about what, if he took the job, if he was interested in his job, what it would be. Now, mind you, this is a university like University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, that have been on record saying we stand for, Carolina way or whatever. We stand. We're not going to pay players. We're going to invest in our infrastructure. We're going to be a standard.
That's right.
We're not going to go, and we're not going to be just about, paying players and NIL and looking forward. So that's what we look for. That's the fabric of who we are. So you go and you interview. So you look for people that embody that, right?
Sure, absolutely.
That's that buy into that.
Right.
Let's hear this comment and see if this person even remotely intends to buy into that. Let's hear what Coach Belichick said yesterday.
Let me put this in capital letters. If.
Yeah.
IF. If I was in a college program, the college program would be a pipeline to the NFL for the players that had the ability to play in the NFL. It would be a professional program, training, nutrition, scheme, coaching, techniques that would transfer to the NFL. It would be an NFL program at a college level and an education that would get the players ready for their career after football, whether that was the end of their college career or at the end of their pro career. But it would be, geared toward, developing the player, time management, discipline, structure, and all that. That would be life skills, regardless of whether they're in the NFL or in somewhere in business. And I feel very confident that I have the contacts in the National Football League to pave the way for those players that would have the ability to have the opportunity to compete in the National Football League. Whether they're good enough or not, I don't know, but they would be ready for it. I don't have any doubt about that. So that would be the first comment that I would make, relative to the structure of the program. It would be an NFL program, but not at the NFL level.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm going to let you comment there.
All I'm going to say is, does that sound like a person that's interviewing for a job that gives a damn about what y'all trying to accomplish over there? That sounds like a person that all he wants to do is say, I could be just like my friend Nick Saban, and I want to show everybody that I'm about football and I'm a football guy. He ain't said one word about making a university better, making a college better, doing anything about everything that they embody, or they tell me they embody at the university. That's all. That's all.
Interesting. Well, he did he made it about the player, like preparing the player for the NFL.
Okay.
So he talked about the education, so getting the stellar education, which that's what UNC embodies, and now preparing them from the field.
I don't even know why I asked you.
I'm just saying, preparing them on the field to get to the next level, whether it's NFL or beyond. Those were the things that I heard. But it is all about NFL, which says, his goal is to get back to the NFL.
Okay.
This may surprise you guys, my statement I'm going to make.
Okay, talk to me.
I love it.
I don't know what's wrong with it.
I love everything about it. This is where college sports is going.
True.
This is a Nick Saban model.
True.
This is the Kirby Smart model.
True.
And he's recruiting his ass off right now by making that statement if he gets that job. Because the first thing I'm thinking about, I want my son to go. I'm going to pay for him.
Yeah.
Now, he backed it up by saying, education is important. We're going to make sure you're straight when you start playing, when the ball stops bouncing and that kind of thing. But this is college. This is college sports. This is basketball. This is football the way it is. As we didn't know it, we know it now. And I love he's straight up. This is what we're doing. We got potential NFL guys going to college, and they get an education. That's cool. But I'm gonna make sure because I know everybody in the NFL. So you come play for me, I got you. You don't think people would line up, and that may supersede the ability. If I'm gonna get $10 million to go play for somebody who don't know my pathway versus getting $3 million to somebody that knows how to get there, I'm coming to Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
I agree with all of that.
Okay.
My contention is, if everything you've told me to date from Chapel Hill is true, you can't hire that guy.
No, you can hire him.
Because your interests are not aligned.
You can hire him. Your donors may be a little hot.
That's what I mean.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But if you hot,
So
hold on.
okay.
Don't be hot about losing. Put James Madison putting 70 points up on you.
So
Always none of that. Because if you support the program, give him money, and allow us to go get guys that want to play for this guy who's a 6-time Super Bowl winner, then we're gonna make it work. But don't be hollering at me if
So if
I go get somebody else.
Hubert Davis,
Yes.
head basketball coach,
Yes.
University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, had similar comments and concerns and questions and said, "This is how we're going to do it." They wouldn't support it, or they haven't supported it.
Well, let me
Right,
put it this
they
way.
haven't.
Well, I mean, I think the problem is that he's got this thing we call the Carolina way, and part of the reason, in my opinion, and I don't know, and I hadn't talked to Hubert about this, I don't know, but part of the reason we don't have some of those guys that we need playing for Hugh because they didn't fit the Carolina way. I'm not sure what that means. Does it
So
mean,
you got to be a 6-time winning Super Bowl. Well, you know what? Let me back up. Coach Belichick is his own. He's a self-made man.
Right. Legend.
And we did say, and I said, some of the problems that they're having with trying to break through this thing over at Carolina is that you don't have a person with enough cachet to say, man, look, bro,
Yeah.
you want to win?
Yeah.
This is how we gonna do it.
Yeah.
Right.
If you don't want to win, leave me the hell alone. I go
Right,
back to my
right.
go back to my
Right.
beach house.
And,
You know what I mean?
That's
and I
true.
think this decision is
Could
gonna-
maybe be the thing to break through.
Uh-huh.
Well, or it's going to tell us where Bubba Cunningham wants to go, where he wants to lean into this guy that I had dinner with at the time, who's a multi-millionaire, and he was like, I ain't giving him a dime, no support.
Yeah, stuff like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or he going to go with Bill Belichick model and say, hey, we're going to get it done. So this is going to be an interesting.
This may be a watershed moment for,
absolutely.
for the pathway.
Yeah, but Mac and Pam, I think this is college sports.
It's where it's going. That's what the coach said on Good Morning Game Day last week.
Yeah, he
This
said
is
that,
exactly what it should be.
And Nick Saban talked about, the coach
From Michigan, he said
Wink.
that's-
When he said at some point you're gonna get the Big Ten and the SEC,
Yeah.
they're gonna have their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I said all along, Amazon gonna come and say, hey, I'm gonna give you all this money. Y'all go ahead and create your own thing. I said that all along.
I heard Jimbo Fisher yesterday. He actually said that.
Yeah,
He said it's done.
yeah.
He said it's done.
I
He said it's
believe
already
it.
done. It's done.
So
Yeah.
the stuff, so Bill Belichick talking about, has a lot of validity to it. But it's interesting about, I didn't hear that, but that's good.
So one of the former Carolina players,
Uh-oh.
Mike Bringley,
Yeah.
says, I don't think that he's doing it for the right reasons. We have so many alum that are coaches and can do that job.
Okay.
Well, he's definitely not. Well, okay, he's doing it for self-serving reasons. Let's not sugarcoat this. You don't come down to college, right? If you're a Bill Belichick, if it's not serving your interests,
Right.
you just don't. Why you're 70-something years old. Why does he need to come to the college ranks unless it serves his interests? Which is, he wants to come and do what his friend Nick Saban did.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
That's what he wants to do.
Oh, Lord.
yeah.
Well,
they are very, very close.
Yeah.
And he's trying to bring the model that Nick Saban brought to the University of Alabama Tuscaloosa.
And it worked.
And it
Because it worked for Kirby Smart.
right. It works for Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
Think about this. Nick Saban, and then he's kind of handled off of Kirby Smart, and the actual model works, guys.
Yeah.
So if it works, then why not hell use it? It's my question, Pamela.
But it flies against
Yeah.
what you've been telling me now for the last 2
I
years.
don't give a damn whether I think it. But education, education is fine. Don't get me wrong. But in these high end,
You want to win.
it's all about winning.
You think so? And maybe I can answer my own question. So you take a Steve Wilkes,
Okay.
who I think knows
Steve Wilson,
Football.
Steve Wilson's amazing.
like
We know him.
nobody. He can
Man,
move a
if
team.
get
He
that
can motivate a
that'd be
team.
so unbelievable.
He could do all of those things.
Yeah.
Steve Wilkes can't say what Bill Belichick said.
No.
That's what I was going to say. Can he
But
draw
the
that same
question
attention
is-
from players?
Will they let Steve Wilkes do what Bill Belichick is talking about doing?
Well, I mean, what do you mean? Would they let him do it? What do you mean by that?
Well, because to do what Coach Belichick is talking about doing, you're going to have to pony up. You're going to pay.
Got to have some money.
You got to pay. You're going to infuse money into the program. There's a lot of stuff you have to do to make that work that they've been starkly against so far.
Okay.
Right?
This is an interesting one here. Yeah,
so
this is an
so will they
interesting one.
allow him to do now? Of course, if you bring Belichick, he's already put it on. He's already put it out.
Yeah, it's out there.
If I'm coming,
This is what you're going to have to do.
This is what you're gonna have to do.
Yeah.
Right?
And all you got to do is have a nice little gathering at the Carolina Club, and the money will come for him.
And unless they made decisions already, I mean, they're considering whatever he's saying
Apparently,
because they're still talking.
The last
Apparently.
meeting was 5 hours.
Yeah, really.
That's what was reported.
You know what's interesting about this?
That's
And
really
I
interesting.
know
5
we've
hours.
been kicking it around, but this is, and I think it was 2 weeks ago. Remember, I asked Dr. Stroman who wins, and she said the establishment wins, and I said I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the pressures of being at the top and remaining at the top in this era will force you to play the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can stand on that hill found over there, the well, and you
You know what it is.
you could do all of that, right? But at the end of the day, you ain't losing to James Madison
Right.
too many more times.
Right.
You ain't having App State come put foot boot too many more times before people like Pringley and others and alumni and the big donors say, "Look, man, I get all this principle, but I want to win.
Yeah.
Right.
Now we ain't got to cheat, but damn, bro, we got look. What it's gonna take to win?" And that's the question. And that's the pressure that's being put on. That's the pressure that's being put on.
Well, okay.